Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Scribes and Men. I am the mad poet of 1,000, or technically more than 1,000. I'm trying to become the mad poet of 10,000. I'm heading there. Anyways, um, this is the continuation of my journey to reach, of course, 10,000 poems by November 2026. Each of these volumes is standalone. You don't need to follow them in order. You can go wherever you really want with them. If you're just joining in, I should have said this earlier. I'm saying it now. You can go wherever you want with these volumes. They're standalone volumes. It just, for those who care, volumes 1 up until whatever, it just shows a general progression. But I digress. Every 1,000 that I reach, I do one of these long form videos of each volume. And yeah, let's just get into it. We are on volume 25. Valley paths between mountains as gentle air flows on through. Moonlight sang its song at night. Bamboo hears its forest view. As lovers dance and embrace, when midnight's blessings we drew, under celestial skies for a love that became true. We felt the air of the spring when renewal came to bring colors that had gone to sleep to bloom again for us to keep. Why do we always fall behind, all because of a self-imposed line? What am I then to go and do when days come and time passes through? Okay. Chains of my own making, I am feeling proud. There is no one but I, not even a crowd, to try and complete with the limits of my mind, so as to show others what's possible in kind. What is it to be free in the things that we do? No time limits or anything hindering to. How care could we possibly? That doesn't make sense. How far? How did that become care? It's how far could we possibly go? Anyways, let's start that again. Okay, stop that. There we go. What is it to be free in the things that we do? No time limits or anything hindering to. How far could we possibly go in all the things with our skills we know? What will we harness in the skills that we grow to show unto others and teach what we know? Why is knowledge so feared by the masses that it becomes one of the greatest trespasses? Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to check something after this. Why do I make plans that always fail? Why can't I go past the curtain beyond the veil that shows me the faults of my hand so that I may see where I truly stand? Actually, no, this makes sense. Never mind. My mind went back 10 volumes ago. Why do I anguish when I only know the things I see that I set in a time I long to show? Does it matter when there's no one to see all the limitations I set upon me? What is art and the emotion it creates, from the hidden sources to ornate plates of mail and of dishes too, the art in all things that we do. They shut their eyes for the sake of comfort and bliss, not caring about growth nor things that they'd miss. For why struggle with something you cannot see, and go on freely in the place you'll live and be? You say that you care, but your hypocrisy is bleeding. Are those crocodile tears I see with your pleading? Mob mentality, and you've never bothered to learn that you will never realize why against you they'll turn. Valiant efforts of men of whom to deploy, for the fruits of their labor for all to enjoy. Yet who are we to not give thanks in turn, to put them aside like it's not our concern? Conquering kings for more land to go own, in wars of conquest through history shown. Even now we fight for something to claim, whether land or digital, it's always the same. They laughed in ignorance of all that is around, only to then cry, woe are we, victims. What have we to do to you unaware, seated at a feast as you whine and you stare, thinking it's a slight against your very being, with empty plates you believe you are seeing? Outpouring of rain in a veil of thin water for people of gray, who walk among the bleak streets looking for a moment's joy. Veiled threats of men who walk without joy, looking around for all things to destroy, caring naught of the moments of sorrow when they embrace the void of tomorrow. Lexical difficulty of the ones who carry on, with the words and pages they write on, from the dying light until the coming dawn, until they fade away but are never gone. What will they teach to keep you in line, with rules set in place to send in decline? Are they truly teachers who care, or is it a moment of power for whom they dare? They call it pure madness, but is this a game? By the voices of those who are never the same. Will you pick up the cards and making a deal or two? So tell me, my dear sucker, what will you do? We fell victim to a mob of lies, listening to fools instead of the wise. Why do we always seek to follow pills that taste sweet instead of bitter to swallow? Glory to you, O mighty warrior, who fights with the might of a lion, whose feet are as swift as a cheetah, the great protector of the weak and small. With wisdom to know the cost of peace, you who help the hunters hunt, while having the eyes of a hawk against thieves, we praise you, O mighty protector. Time is not my friend, for it is neutral start to end. Though others know the discipline it takes, for me it always aches. All the time I've taken for granted, when distractions come whenever they're planted, to be in good health, to now have it to spare, I think I would treat it with care. No need to be a poet to be tortured and kind, for life affects us all, each in our mind. Things we are taught and what we learn, yet never told when something should burn. Awake now, O silent sleeper, to see the new dawn, to see the new. No, sorry, let me start it again. Awake now, O silent sleeper, to see the dawn, to see the new. Will you fear the coming reaper? Awake now, O silent sleeper, alongside the shadow's keeper, with secrets kept hidden and true. Awake now, O silent sleeper, to see the dawn, to see the new. Wonders of the world, yet many ignore, as many would rather fight like a boar. You long for a fantasy, yet won't even explore, to see all there is to offer when you step outside the door. What could be given, what could be shown, from lessons learned of lessons known, to guide the new to a better way, yet instead we go and throw it all away. And call yourself independent when you act with the hive, to follow into ignorance off the cliffs you all dive. You may speak with confidence, but stupidity is showing. There's no going against when down the stream you're flowing. You'll have to forgive as I laugh at your folly from the lessons you keep on repeating. Never aware while victim you cry as you gather around in your ignorant bleeding. Who are they ahead of the game as they go about life never the same? Unlike the rest of us who haven't a clue what direction to go or even to do. Right, so like I said, my previous found poems all have been centos, but my centos are usually based off of song lyrics, and I usually go through playlists and like from different artists, and I will pick a cohesive story from each as I go down it. There is no knowing, no showing your fragile side. Try not to cry or shout. Watch it all fall down. You do very bad things, and you do them very well. Stuck in your rainbow clothes. Punish me for your sins, burden me with your guilt. Rebuild my body, start it from scratch. I guess we're creatures of habit, sink our teeth in the classic. Say I'm lost, but I feel found, think you're gonna turn me. I get so cold, put my hands over the flame. Pay with sweat and blood, it's going to take everything you've got. Any moment I'll have you begging, don't turn your back. Feel at home, darling. Help yourself, there are no rules. Think you're any different from an animal, my diagnosis is one I've imposed on myself. The houses around me are filled with people who panic. Where do all the monsters hide when they walk in daylight? You enjoy the call of the one suddenly falling with a smile on your face one could call appalling. Ask us to ignore the face of madness creeping within. Why run away when you'll lose and not win? What is the meaning of struggle if you cannot grow? For a light at the end of the tunnel, a hope for us to know. Yet what of those who hope they have not known, with no light in the darkness to ever be shown? We waited until moments we could not see. Shackled in chains, with the illusion we're free. Did slaves have a better system where they would live? What is a sign of poverty when there is no one to give? Glistening waterfall where the fairies bathe. Under the celestial heavens mortals will never see. So let us then toast as we dream of the ethereal. Way down the mountainside where people ride and glide, for the thrill of adrenaline in their blood as they try to not crash into the mud. So we fell down and laughed in joy, remembering times we were but a boy, playing in fields like that of a dream, with a smile on our lips and in our eyes a gleam. Nostalgia, a powerful drug for those who seek it, as memories flood where we all keep it, with bittersweet smiles traced on our face, while staring at all while staring at all the white and gray in place. Who will guide when all have lied, even as we all tried and wept as we then sighed? Time of winter, where the sun even rests, in places of cold where few will invest, while others move through winter's season, the cycle continues within its own reason. Is history written by winners from rulers of men to jot down the tales with parchment and pen, before others in time come to destroy, as we try and fit the pieces to learn and enjoy? The speed of the people with no time to relax, to pay off their loans, to pay off their tax. A slave to the system we made for ourselves, by the pull of the rich and all that compels. Moment of our madness that comes seeping within, hidden in masks, our masquerade of life. Dawn of winter with clouds in the sky, as cold snaps come in as they lie. Whether it be rain or snow that may fall, some places rest and others none at all. What will we create in the pages we hold, no matter the age, young or the old? How wide is the world and the things we don't know, hidden in history that will never show? Veil of the rain and kisses on skin, entwined lovers forever now within, circling around like an Ouroboros slink, while into their pleasure each of them sink. Cold winter streets covered by the frost and snow and city lights, as snow crunches underneath our feet, oblivious to all. My heart has not yet bloomed into spring with its stasis. The cup overflows with whatever we fill, whether the air to breathe or water to spill, placed among us by life as soon as we're born, for us to use before time itself comes to mourn. Splash of the system, and here we are bleeding, down on the floor with some of us pleading, crawling towards an echoless drop, wondering when it all will soon stop. Bleh. Bleh, bleh. How then should passion be raised up with desire to quench in the thirst of one whom to acquire, and drink up the toxin caught up in your bliss, as addiction seeps in, now never to miss? Tears of a willow tree among the branches weeping, where birds do nest and lovers go under sleeping, to shield away the rays of the sun, as others carve in all that they've done. Skills of a dragon, as knights go out to claim, thinking it to be easy against nothing ever tame. Who is this dragon you'll boldly try and fight, dressed up like a beacon set off at night? Have you heard the echoes of ghosts crying out into silent nights when they only shout? Among the superstitions who go out and hunt, facing their fears as they go out as they go to confront. Silence is eerie when air steals your voice. To speak our language we suddenly hear. For mute is our tongues no longer a choice. Silence is eerie when air steals your voice. As the wind now speaks its words to rejoice, and the lips of its smile drawing so near. Silence is eerie when air steals your voice. To speak our language we suddenly hear. Tales of the merry, if fields that they play, as they all rise at the dawn of each day, before others come to take over at night, as the game continues on with no ending on sight. A place of our fear with anxiety in mind that stops us advancing, leaving us blind. If comparison is the thief of joy, then fear comes in to stop and destroy. Well, fools of these that fall into place with loudest voices they believe as they chase, never thinking to slow themselves down. Shouldn't that be themselves down? Yes. Save. Never thinking to slow themselves down before in self-destruction in waters they drown. Drawing flower beds, once full of life and color, their season has passed. Sources full of their lies, all for propaganda, for the people to be controlled, now blind. Stones from an empire before Rome itself would fall, outlasting them all. We came across a forbidden land, of echoes past, a giant's hand, standing in the mirror of glory lost, would we ever know the cost? It sometimes feels awkward to go and rest, for the sake of clarity to go invest within our body and our mind, when it's ourselves. Are we ever kind? Questions of ourselves, lost in a reflection, from water's ripple to a mirror's inspection. What are the things? What are the things we show that side, to whom all others we go and hide? A single moment from a glance into a stare, quickly looked away. Skill of our talent into our craft, improved upon by every draft, as mastery comes with repetition through, for those who are willing to put the work into. All things fade away, even the shogunate falls through time's erosion, as moments now still linger from all the kingdoms of men, of days all taken granted. Whispers of a desert's temptation, caught up by a snake's elation, offering up things it seeks to give, all for the price of life you will live. Sleep, the essence of rest we desire, with signs that come as we all tire. Yet some of us have yet to learn, until we're unconscious, laying in turn. All the things to do and go and put together, from the sunny skies through the rainy weather. What was this? Was this vacation? What the heck? How tired was I when I wrote this? Was this vacation ever meant to be? No, seriously, how tired was I when I wrote that? Holy crap. I must have been exhausted. That's one of my worst... what was I trying to say? Was this vacation ever meant... Yeah, why did I have... Anyways, that's weird. I must have been exhausted trying to, Well, now you know what happens when I write this sleep deprived. Or some of these sleep deprived. So let's start over. All things to do, to go and put together, from sunny skies through the rainy weather. Was this vacation ever meant to be? Chores upon chores for all to come and see. Yellow jelly slime bouncing around the dungeon, with tastes of lemons. Words that we bleed with parchment and ink, of all that we dream and all that we think, for not just ourselves but others to see the potential of what any one could be. Silence of the night that whispers in the ear, like the breath of a lover drawing ever near, that shows us our imagination's delight, things we do not run from, things we won't fight. Castle of crystal, sculpted from the snow and ice, our art in winter. Though technically this could this be no, well, I mean, it technically has a human element, but it also has a visual element. I'm going to say that's a haiku. Carrying nothing but our body is led, each step growing heavy until we're in bed, with struggling movements to continue on, though the body demands we sleep until dawn. Falling apart like paper mache statues, like the trust people have in the news. Trying to piece myself together like wet cement, wondering where my sanity went. End of the play, give an elegant bow from a character we played anyhow. Will anyone know who we truly are before being blinded by the light of a star? It fell like autumn leaves when I displayed my heart to the one I loved, before anxiety came, sounding the warning trumpets. Lit the fuse before the explosion through humanity's moral corrosion, as others remain to do what once was good, yet to those who did evil they never understood. Feeling a cool breeze during the dog days of summer heat, hearing the rumble of thunder in the distance coming closer, I should have seen the signs before I let my heart be broken. We bow to the powerful and the insane, never listening to words of the wise and the sane. Self-awareness never yet to become us all, as we look for someone to blame for the fall. Can you see the bright side of life when you live in shadows as you walk through the graves among the broken gallows? Ghosts of a time, or perhaps just a pale white goth, shining a light with a slight smile of one who uses flames for a moth. First falling snowflake, the breath of a winter's night, cold serenity. Time has no need to hold us at the edge of a knife, as it flows on throughout each moment of life. It cares not where we go or what we do, whether to waste or not is up to you. What is a date when a date is never met? What is a meeting when no meeting is set? Who do we argue with when it's just our mind? And what do we see when we go around willfully blind? Careful, your envy is showing as you hate those with wealth, while walking around ignoring your mind and your health, calling it anything but what it is just to feel a little better. How does it feel living constantly under such cloudy weather? Although an alternative I could have done for this, for just a quick, an alternative I could have done for the last line here would have been, how does it feel living under somebody else's weather? Victims of ourselves, and we call it a win, like living like trash thrown right into a bin. Put on a smile now, let no one come and see the chain that hold you from being free. A moment of love held together by your hands in each moment of passion. Bitter taste of hate brought together by each kiss. Enjoyment comes when you bleed. Falling, fragile stone bricks, never to be pieced back on. Anything we hold slips like sand in loss. Embrace your daily habit to run away like a rabbit, away from your commitment while others feel indignant. Lines we draw that they cannot see, watching those who step over so carefree, all to claim what they want, like a ghost who possesses to haunt. We gave it all and then we fell, each into our own mind and hell, in a struggle to constantly try and break, all for a moment of a future to take. Once was a man with a vapid mind who followed others in their own kind, but little did he know when they revealed the show, the attention they all left behind. Mirror, mirror on the wall, what secrets do you go and hide when the light turns off away from all, with all the things kept inside? Each moment one for another, held together like a found brother, in all the challenges they would face by their side and their place. Disagreements aplenty from those who would spend for frivolous moments of time without end, living in the luxury of their endless debt, only to pass it all down on their death. 6 feet under, catch me with a smile of those who creep up to beguile from the coffins of those who wake to go on the hunt for their blood to take. Extending a hand to help enjoy from those whose generosity they employ, ask nothing in return for the sake of those who go and yearn. I type and I let the words go and guide along the lines in which they glide, one after another, and how they flow for thoughts to go and show. Behind the scenes, they set the stage for the sake of the theme off the page, an experience for the audience to see, made by those who stay backstage so carefree. And with that being said, volume 25, we're on volume 25, is done. I will see you guys for volume 26. Until then.